What is up?
What's going on, Kellan?
What is going on, my big friend Jonah Willard? We are back with another episode of All Gear No Game. It's been a big day of sports. Is my mic on?
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, dude, big day. All like the way around. Big week too, huh? The Blazers with the big dubs.
Huge win.
That was it makes me so upset that literally they lost to the Clips.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're still going to get the 8th seed, hopefully.
No, for sure. That game, though, was insane. I was following it all the way through, but then I watched the fourth quarter, and Dame was clutch.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Dame is an absolute savage.
Yeah. He kind of knew after what happened yesterday that he was going to go off today, and that's exactly what he did.
Screw Paul George. Screw Patrick Beverley. I literally hate them so much.
No, you don't. You're playing into you were with him yesterday.
Huh?
You were enjoying it yesterday.
Hey, I only said that one. I only tagged you in that one post.
And you're
were you salty at that?
Yes, of course. I don't get.
So Damian Lillard posted the one thing on 2K of like one of his buzzer beater shots for like a promo for the video game, and I tagged Jonah, and I'm like, Dame didn't do this today.
I don't get him. Why you don't like the Blazers?
No, I do like the Blazers.
Stop.
I do like the Blazers. I do like the Blazers.
Now that we won.
But, no, they're fun to watch. I always have liked Dame.
I don't get why you talk shit about the Blazers. Like I have nothing but respect for the Warriors. Like,
well, you have to have respect for them whether you like to or not, though.
I mean, yeah, but I wish you guys nothing. I hope you guys win the lottery. I hope you guys do well in the lottery. I hope you get a good pick.
No, I wish the Blazers literally the best of luck. But when you're playing the Warriors, I hope that you literally score 0 points. What? Dude, I don't even say. I literally have said so many times, like, I give you crap because I'm so sarcastic. But I literally say that Dame is an absolute stud.
Yeah, he was.
And when you were gone yesterday, I think you left the room the other day, and I literally was telling Shannon how Damian Lillard, as a singular player, holds more weight right now than Steph Curry does. Like, if I have to have one player to carry a team, I would pick Damian Lillard over Steph Curry all day.
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously you're going to take the guy without the wrist injury or the hand injury.
Yeah. Well, Damian Lillard might as well have had a wrist injury against the Clippers, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was disappointing, to say the least.
It wasn't like he was taking bad shots, though. He was just, like, not making it. He was kind of just a line drive, just straight down at the basket.
Yeah.
But I think I like the Blazers, though. They're really good all the way around.
Yeah. We just need a little bit more wing depth, and we'd be really scary. But I still think we give the Lakers a scare. I still think we beat the Lakers.
I'm so happy that I made you mad with that because I was really trying to get under your skin with posting that.
Well, it worked.
I freaking love it. Because, like, literally, you should just pay attention to when the Giants lose and tag me in it because it'll make me so mad. Because literally today they were. I actually want to talk about. Can I do a little rant right now about the Giants?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, Giants they beat the Dodgers yesterday. Okay, they beat the Dodgers, pretty handily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, but their relief pitching sucks. So they were up 5-0, and then they gave up They gave up a 3-run bomb, and it made it like 4-5, but we ended up winning. But today we were up against Walker Buehler, like one of their second best pitchers. Okay. Walker Buehler was having a terrible game, but his command was off, but he was still managing to get players out because we were chasing a lot and we only had 1 run. So we had guys on second and third. Mike Yastrzemski hits a single with 2 outs, scores 2 runs. So we're up 2-0 for a good portion of the game. And then all of a sudden I think they take Gausman out. We put in Tyler Rogers. Don't get me wrong. I love everybody on the Giants. Okay. I don't want to shit talk anybody, but Tyler Rogers has a 10.2 something ERA. He's had 9 appearances. Every single time I've seen him, he gets absolutely shelled, right? Okay, so we have 1 out. I think 1 out or something. Dodgers have 2 guys on. We're up 2-0. It's looking fine. It might even have been 2 outs. And then all of a sudden, AJ Pollock absolutely clobbers. He cranks it into left field for a 3-run home run, automatically down 3-2. I give up hope. And then we put in Sean Anderson. Sean Anderson, who is a little bit better. He throws pretty hard, but the first pitch he throws, 3-run bomb. First, he throws one pitch. It's a 3-run bomb, making it 6-2. That's an insurmountable lead. You're not going to come back in 1 inning, especially with how the Giants were hitting it. Just makes me so mad. Why does Gabe Kapler have to keep putting in Tyler Rogers? It's like, this guy, sure, he's a submariner and it's weird to look at, but when he's only throwing at 70 miles an hour, eventually an MLB hitter is going to catch on to that, and he's not going to be so fazed by it. And we have seen that throughout his 9 starts. He barely squeaks out of the innings that no one scores any runs in, and it's just very frustrating to watch. Otherwise, besides that, the Giants have been playing very well, but their bullpen is their weak link. Kevin Gausman, absolute stud. Our starting pitching has been pretty solid, but when it comes to the bullpen, it's like Mario Hezonja, shaky as hell.
Is that guy a younger player they're trying to develop, or is he just kind of not that good?
I mean, he's 29.
Okay, so he's pretty much is what he is at this point.
Yeah, I don't see it getting any better. But Gabe Kapler, our manager, just has a man crush on him apparently, and keeps putting him in. I get it that you want to keep if you're high on a guy and he's doing something, and you see promise, but if he's continually getting shelled in games, why would you keep putting him in? Especially with the 2-run a 2-run lead, and one of the most stacked lineups in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a good. Literally, they have Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, Max Muncy. Then they have Corey Seager, Chris Taylor, AJ Pollock. Dude, they're absolutely star-studded. There's 0 breaks in their lineup, and I don't understand why you would put in a guy that is susceptible to being absolutely destroyed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Put in because you already have some closers. So it was the 7th inning. So just start putting in guys that have some promise instead of guys that are automatically going to get freaking destroyed. It's just very frustrating to watch. I know you have nothing to say about that, but it's just really irritating to watch a whole entire game when you're basically winning, and then one stupid decision costs you the game. Because that's what baseball is, actually. Literally one stupid mistake drastically changes the game. You know? Because at least in basketball, if you have a bad possession, you get a crap ton more to redeem yourself. But in baseball, you have one bad inning, it's pretty hard to recover from that.
For sure.
I don't know. But yeah, that's basically my rant on that. It's just how many more times are we going to lose games putting sketchy pitchers in? You know what I mean? I know that our bullpen anyways is pretty weak, but when you're seeing consistent poor results from a player, what are we doing? You know? I don't know. That's my take.
This is a dumb question, but in the shortened MLB season, is there still a trade deadline? Can they still make moves to shake up the roster?
I have actually no idea. I think they still can. They're doing a thing. They have I don't really know the specifics of it, but they have guys that are on, because minor league baseball is completely done.
Yeah.
So they can basically call up guys whenever they need.
Okay.
They have a taxi squad thing going on. I don't really know what that means exactly, but they have guys that they're stars that are in the minor leagues. They could call them up if they need to. And the Giants, they don't have really a set lineup either, so they're kind of just rolling with whoever's hot. Austin Slater hit 2 home runs yesterday. So they kept him in the lineup. But if as soon as that starts going down, they might put someone else in. Like they just have so many like plug and chug kind of guys that they're just going to play it by ear.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but Mike Yastrzemski is an absolute MVP. Donovan Solano, absolute stud. Like we have some bangers, but we just have too many. We have too many. What do you call it?
Liabilities.
Yeah, we have too many guys. We have too many guys. We have too many dead spots in the lineup.
Are you feeling good about the season going forward, though?
I feel pretty good about the season, considering what the low expectations we had.
Yeah.
But I really like our team a lot, and I hope Tyler Rogers and those guys turn it around. But I just don't see it happening in a 60-game season because you can't really afford to develop. You don't have time to.
Right. Yeah.
And it's completely different in a regular season. But yeah. Otherwise, in more positive news, Collin Morikawa, 23 years old, he's played that course obviously before because he went to Cal.
Right. Yeah.
And and is he one of the youngest to win it?
He's probably up there. What is he, like 23? So that's got to be one of the youngest. More than anything, it's just impressive to have obviously like 2 wins in his last 4 starts, as well as like 3 wins in the past calendar year. So
yeah,
he's just such an exciting young player that it really feels like the sky is the limit for him at this point.
Did you have him winning this one?
Yeah, I did. I always have a little Collin whenever he plays, just because he's like one of my favorite players.
Oh, did you win anything?
Yeah. Yeah, the odds weren't super good for him. They were like 28-1, and I only put down like $5, but that's still like $1.40. So,
dude, let's go.
I've been doing less and less golf since basketball started. I just don't have like the time to spend on both, but I still make a few picks every week at least.
Yeah, but I was going. I think our by the time this one comes out, the shooting guard one will come out. I sent that today.
Nice.
To Austin, so it'll be ready to go. I loved it.
Yeah, that was a fun one. How long did that one end up being? Probably over 2 hours,
close
right?
to 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Damn.
You're an absolute savage.
We were going for a while.
Yeah, it was funny. Like my dad, this wasn't like groundbreaking news, but him like my uncle were talking, and my uncle was like, I think Brooks Koepka's gonna win. Brooks took a downturn, but my dad was like, Collin's gonna win just because like he's familiar with this course, and he ended up being right. Collin wasn't really. He kind of, because I think like Dustin Johnson was leading the pack with like 9 under, and Collin at one point was like 6.
Yeah.
So he had a really good round.
Yeah, he went like 5 or 6 under today. It was impressive.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah. I only watched like obviously the front 9 because then the Blazer game was on, but yeah, it was awesome.
It's so funny. You basically become like, whenever the Blazers are on, it's like you just hunker down. Like I just know it. Like I'm just like, can our podcast like be after 7? And then I look and see if the Blazers are playing. I'm like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy because they're already almost doing better than what you predicted with the stretch, like with that stretch.
The Blazers.
Yeah, remember I asked you they were going to go 4-2. I think they're 3-2 now, right? Or I don't know.
Yeah, now they're 4-2 with 2 games to go.
Okay. Yeah.
And they
should have beat the Clippers.
Yeah, they should have beat the Clippers. They could have beat the Celtics. We were up by 4 against the Celtics with 5 minutes to go. But I mean, all of our games have been close, and so in close games, it's just so random that you'll take 4-2 any day. You know.
Did you see the fully vamped? Do you think a fully vamped Clippers team? Do you see a fully vamped Clippers team playing like that against the Blazers with Kawhi and Pat?
Oh, like, do I think it would have been that close?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. No. Out of all the teams in the league, the Clippers are probably the second toughest matchup for the Blazers. So
how much stock did you take in that game?
no stock. If like going into the game, like
that's how I kind of felt too. I'm like, dude, if the Blazers can't get this dub, I don't know how. It's gonna be tough sledding.
Yeah, like if we lose, like this doesn't really change the way I think we match up with the Lakers or any other team in the Western Conference, and it also doesn't change the way I think we match up against the Clippers because, I mean, like we just have so little wing depth that a team with two of the best scoring wings in the NBA is always going to be such a challenge for us, you know?
Yeah, because I just don't know who's going to guard Kawhi.
Nobody. Like that's like Melo, or probably Dame will probably start out on him. Dame will probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dame guarded Jason Tatum, so I have to.
Damian Lillard is freaking crazy.
Yeah.
His reversal yesterday was crazy. The one that Nurk fed him.
Oh yeah.
And then he had a reverse land. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's got hit. He and Nurk have such a great connection. That's why it's been so valuable to have Nurk back.
Dude, watching CJ more and more, I want to take back what I said
about Donovan being better than him.
Yeah. Well, Donovan still had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, Donovan had an amazing game yesterday. He was awesome. CJ's just such a more like refined player though. Like he's such a better scorer.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like his mid range and like fadeaway jumpers or whatever are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And the way he shoots like while being contested is pretty sick.
Yeah, that shot he hit over Matisse Thybulle today in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Unreal. Against probably one of the best. Well, this might be controversial because Matisse is still a rookie.
Is Matisse a rookie? Yeah.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's one of the best defenders in the NBA.
Yeah, I remember him from Washington.
Yeah.
Because Bill Walton could not get enough of Matisse Thybulle when they played the Beavers.
Yeah, and I loved Matisse Thybulle in college. Like,
yeah.
I thought
how did they score him? Was he like a late rounder? Like,
yeah, he was the 22nd pick of the draft. Okay. And I honestly thought that was pretty good. Like, I was high on Matisse Thybulle, but I had my concerns about him too because obviously Washington is known for playing a zone defense, and there are 0 teams in the NBA that run a zone for like the majority of their games and possessions. So I just thought like if he can have like great hands and be a great sort of free safety in this zone at Washington, but how does that sort of translate to being a one-on-one defender? So I was worried that he could be like a bust, even though I liked his game a lot, and that hasn't happened at all. Like he's been just as good at guarding pros as he was at guarding college players.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's pretty good. Didn't he like lead the Pac-12 in steals?
Yeah, he was like the all-time leader.
All-time leader, yeah.
He passed Gary Payton.
Yeah, Gary was super good.
Yeah, he was crazy.
But when I know, because like the Sixers are already a good team,
mm-hmm.
and then to add someone like that, I feel like that's pretty sick.
Yeah, and obviously like Matisse has a bunch of holes in his game that like sort of can prevent him.
Is he a good scorer, or is that a hole?
Yeah, that's a hole. The scoring's that's honestly the main hole. Even though his shot has been better than I think what most people would have expected, but when you have a lineup that includes guys like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and even Josh Richardson, who even though he was awesome tonight, is still
he hit a few big shots.
Yeah, he was terrifying tonight, but still a below average shooter this season. So there's just really no room for guys who defenses don't have to guard on offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a question. So how many courts are there at the bubble?
There are 3 courts that they play actual games on, and then I want to say there are 3 practice courts.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure, because I was actually confused for a second because I saw that they obviously they do this, but they had the virtual logos on the TV screen, and I was like, crap, do they only have like 1 court? Because I wasn't sure, but I knew they don't have more than one. They have more than 1 court because there's more than 1 game going on at a time.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Is it absolutely killing you not being able to go to games though?
I mean, yeah, I miss it. Like, obviously, that was one of my favorite things to do was go to the games, but it'll be back soon enough. So,
yeah. Did you get to watch any UFC?
I've I watched a little bit of I watched like some clips and some highlights from after, but I wasn't.
So many good, many. I'm gonna go through the whole entire fight card.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so they actually started off with some heat. I didn't really get to watch the very first fight because I was like eating dinner, but I think it was pretty good. But I really started watching when the second fight, Youssef Zalal versus Peter Barrett. I was pretty impressed with Peter Barrett. Youssef Zalal is like crazy athletic and like a super insane striker, and even pretty good ground game as well. But Peter Barrett, he did pretty well. His cardio held up really well because he had a full training camp. But I was pretty impressed. He was able to get some pretty good shots in. But you can definitely see the difference. Like Youssef has way more experience, and I think Peter Barrett. Peter Barrett's that was literally his like first legit UFC fight, which is pretty. He did really well, I think, considering everything he's went to. Because Youssef Zalal, this isn't his first time around, but yeah, he's already had 3 UFC fights, and he's going to be an issue at featherweight. And then moving on after that, Gavin Tucker versus Justin James was pretty sick. Justin James, I'm pretty sure, made his UFC debut a little bit ago, and he got a big knockout over like Frank Camacho. And Justin James was on a pretty big win streak before that. That was his UFC debut in June. But then he fought Gavin, what's his name? Yeah, Gavin Tucker, and Gavin Tucker is tatted up. Like that boy has some serious work done. But Justin James caught him early with an uppercut, hurt him, but then and then Gavin Tucker like recovered really well, and I think just started peppering him. Like it wasn't like crazy hard shots, but he was just like hitting him with a lot of volume, and it was like overwhelming James. And like it's really frustrating to fight like that when you're getting shelled and you're not allowed to get any offense off. That's basically what Gavin did. And then he went to the ground. I don't really actually remember I went to the ground, and then Gavin sunk in a rear naked. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. There's so much because each fight is so unbelievably different. Then Andrew Sanchez, he got an early ass knockout. That's basically all there is to it. It was early. And then Nasrat Peras versus Alex Munoz was another fight kind of like Youssef Zalal versus Peter Barrett, in the fact that Munoz, he hasn't really fought a whole bunch in the UFC yet. Yeah, this was literally his first fight in the UFC, and he's fighting Nasrat Haqparast, who's an absolute freaking flame. Like, everything he does is crazy. Like, he throws hands, like serious heat, and like the chin on Munoz was pretty admirable. But Munoz basically just took a beating for 15 minutes, and that was about it. Yeah, Nasrat, like, I think this is officially, had 104 significant strikes, 93 of which were head strikes. So I think Munoz got a little bit of CTE going on there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's like 30 a round, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely insanity. And Alexander Munoz, Nasrat's hips must be super strong, because Munoz tried to like do some quick shots, but nothing. It wasn't even phasing Haqparast. Like, he basically had his way with him the entire time.
At that point, don't you feel like
I would throw in the towel?
Yeah,
I'm saving my fighter.
Yeah, like you're not gonna win if you have given up 100 strikes, and so you might as well just quit now and not get hit like 40 more times, you know? Yeah, and then I know. But I guess these guys like are so competitive that they just probably couldn't even ever consider that. Well, they train their arse off, and they want to like keep fighting, you know. Plus in UFC, there's always chance of just like one hit and you knock the other guy out. Yeah, so there's always that puncher's chance, which makes it interesting. But there becomes a point where it's like, this guy, that's pretty like far-fetched, you know?
Kevin Holland versus Joaquin Buckley was a freaking sick fight. Because Kevin Holland is an absolute 6'3" sniper, bro. He has such long arms, and he actually could be an issue. I haven't seen his ground game wasn't really tested this fight, but his arms and his leverage, like it's complete. It was like a tale of like two fighters because Joaquin Buckley is absolutely bodied up. His chest is huge. He looks like he should be in the NFL, and he fights like Mike Tyson because he's little, and he like his punches. He throws like hooks and stuff, to generate power. Because like I don't know what it is like with longer guys when they have longer arms and stuff, they don't have to really wind up as much to generate power.
Isn't Mike Tyson gonna fight again?
Yeah, he's gonna fight Roy Jones, and I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Are you gonna watch though?
I don't think I'm gonna buy that. I don't want to see anyone get hurt.
Oh, is it a pay-per-view? I
think so, yeah. I'm not about to buy that.
That's going to make so much money, though. It's got to, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, yeah, it's going to make bank, dude.
You're going to buy it, Kellan. I know that once it actually comes.
I don't know. It's boxing, though. I've never really bought a boxing. The only boxing pay-per-view I've ever bought was Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley. I think, and Manny Pacquiao absolutely got robbed.
What about Mayweather against McGregor?
I was in Hawaii for that, and all the bars were closed, or all the bars were like full.
This was another thing I felt. I've kind of forgotten this, and then I just kind of occurred to me this morning, or last night, and I had to bring it up. As a Warriors fan who is also a huge Conor McGregor fan, how did you react to the Draymond Green Conor McGregor beef?
What is? I've never even heard of this.
Conor McGregor showed up to a press conference wearing a Golden State Warriors number 23 jersey, and that was supposed to signify former Warriors point guard C.J. Watson, who had, I think, slept with Floyd Mayweather's girlfriend at the time, and so it was Conor McGregor was just playing those mind games. Draymond Green, seeing the Golden State Warriors number 23 jersey, assumed that it was one of his own, and he responded to McGregor by saying, "Take that jersey off, man. We're rocking with Floyd, not with you." And then and then Conor McGregor replied to that by saying, "This is a CJ Wilcox jersey. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who you are." Cool, buddy. And then the funniest part about it was a retro Golden State Warriors jersey, so Draymond Green had never even played in that jersey, but for some reason he still figured it was...
Dude, Conor McGregor's an absolute savage.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
Conor McGregor would absolutely kill Draymond Green in a fight.
Oh, yeah, no question about it.
Conor McGregor might be 5'9", 170 pounds maybe, and Draymond Green might be 6'7", whatever he is, but Conor McGregor would absolutely demolish him.
Yeah, no question.
But that's actually hilarious, dude. That's the absolute he's done that to multiple people. He's like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, you should look it up, because I'm sure there are some details that I'm forgetting, but it was hilarious.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, and like, why does Draymond even have to like say that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's some things he said that like I haven't agreed with a whole bunch, and also what he said about Devin Booker. Like, you don't say stuff like that. He's helping the Suns get better. You can't just ditch your team like Paul George and all those guys.
And then Draymond got fined $50K for those comments.
Yeah, but that's pocket change for him, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
He just writes that up.
Yeah, it's still kind of funny though.
Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. I watched. He said that during our halftime show, during the Blazers halftime show, right?
Yeah. What was he said something else that? Oh yeah, he said that Joel Embiid is letting defenses off the hook by shooting, and I actually think that's true. But
Joel got hurt in first quarter, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of something that's crazy to me to think about. Like, did you see how he got hurt?
No.
He was just sort of like backpedaling and accidentally walked to the basketball hoop, and he rolled his ankle on it. But I always think that's crazy because like he was walking so slowly, so he couldn't have rolled it that hard.
Yeah.
When like I roll my ankle, it like hurts.
But it's like a big man though.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's kind of crazy. Like, we always think of these people as, like, so athletic and, like, they have the bodies of, like, gods and stuff, and then they can just hurt themselves doing something that, like,
It's pretty minuscule.
or that, like, mere you could just pretty much bounce right back up from. And
Yeah, it's definitely different when you're 7 feet, over 7
and you
feet
have
tall.
so much weight going on to that.
Bearing down. Yeah, dude, that's one of the things. It was when you get a lower body injury on a weight bearing joint like that, as being a huge like person like that.
Yeah.
Like that's actually gonna be really hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Especially like because like things like hips and knees and stuff are just so tough.
Right. Yeah.
But we see it though. It just depends on your rehabilitation and how patient you want to be with it, and not forcing a comeback too soon.
Yeah, because like Nurk was super patient for the Blazers, and he waited a year and a half to come back, and now he's better than ever. So if you're patient, it's definitely something you can come back from. But clean breaks.
It just really sucks though, because a lot of guys don't have time to be patient, because a lot of them aren't in the position of a Yusuf Nurkic.
Right, that's true.
You know, it's tough.
Yeah,
but yeah. There's something else I was gonna say.
I kind of went off on a tangent. You were talking about the UFC.
No, it's completely fine. There was something else I was going to say about injuries. Oh, Alex Smith. He wants to come back and play, but I'm just like, it's a no-go. Have you ever got a chance to watch Project 11?
No.
You should like watch it sometime, because it's pretty filthy what happens to his knee.
ESPN Plus thing, right?
Yeah, it's pretty filthy what happens to his knee, bro.
Yeah. I feel like I would be grossed out by it.
Oh yeah, it's so bad that they literally say before they show the photos that this is like graphic content.
Every time I see a replay and it's of that Alex Smith injury or the Yusuf Nurkic injury or anything like that, I have to look away, because
if you were in Alex Smith's shoes, would you play?
I don't think so.
I think that would scar me too much.
Yeah.
The amount of crap that he had to go through in order to get back to just like a normal human was a lot.
Yeah. It's hard even.
He almost was an amputee. Like,
yeah.
You shouldn't take that for granted.
The mental block of having to go out onto like and do the same thing that happened to you when you had literally your leg snapped in half.
I just really, I don't know. I just hope everything ends up okay with him. Because if he hurts that same knee again, bro.
Yeah. Would they? Yeah.
I wonder what it's even. I mean, it's probably strong as hell because he works out a whole bunch, but I don't know.
And I'm sure
it sure as hell can't be the same.
He'll wear a brace, I'm sure, too, which will probably help it. But I mean, you can still hurt it even when you're wearing the brace. So.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. He was pretty mobile too back when he was with the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's going to be much a part of his. I don't know if it has been a part of his game much.
Yeah, there's no way he's mobile if he comes back. I think he should just probably call it quits on his career.
I agree.
But it's just tough.
But the Redskins need him.
And if you make it that far, like to the point when you're playing in the NFL, you obviously have to like love the game so much. So it's probably just hard to step aside too.
What do you think about Dwayne Haskins?
Who does he play for?
He's the Redskins QB.
Oh yeah, and he went to Ohio State, right? He's like the bigger guy who can also run a little bit.
Yep.
From Ohio State, right? Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. He was good at OSU. That's pretty much all I remember him from, because he was their quarterback when they beat the Ducks that one year.
Huh?
He was their quarterback when they beat the Ducks that one year in the playoff, correct?
Wasn't that Cardale Jones? Because that was a while ago.
That was like in 2015.
Let me look. I think that was Cardale Jones.
Okay.
When they beat because Ezekiel Elliott was there.
Yeah, that's the one I'm remembering. So that must have been before.
I think they're just really similar looking, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Shoot, I don't really know then. You know more about football than I do. What do you think about Dwayne Haskins?
I know enough that he didn't have. Yeah, it was Cardale Jones.
Yeah, okay.
Because then after that was JT Barrett, because I'm pretty sure JT Barrett or something got hurt.
Yeah, it was. I remember they had 3 guys because they had JT Barrett, Cardell Jones, and Braxton Miller. And Braxton Miller was really good, but then he got moved to wide receiver. And JT Barrett was the new quarterback. And then JT Barrett got hurt, and it was Cardell Jones, right?
Mm-hmm. Cardio clutched up.
Yeah,
he sucked though. He literally threw so many picks for the Ducks and capitalized on the turnovers.
Yeah, plus Ezekiel Elliott just dominated that game. So
yeah, the Ducks set the tone for that game because Marcus they took the ball right down the field and scored a touchdown early in the game, and then after that it was pretty tough sailing.
Yeah, so you ended up winning by like 21, right, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was a really tough game to watch. Especially Marcus's going out party. I wanted him to go out on top. I mean, he basically did.
Yeah.
But okay, so back to the Kevin Holland, Joaquin Buckley. Kevin Holland, 6'3", absolute stud. He's a beast. Was gonna fight, I think, Trevin Giles or something like that. But it was like last week. But Giles fainted before his fight with Holland.
Really?
Yeah, before his fight. I don't know.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah, I think I'm right. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. Trevin Giles, I don't know if it was nerves or what. I don't know what it was, but it was a very odd thing that happened. And he wanted to keep... Yeah, it was canceled. Yeah, that's so... I don't know what happened. He wanted to keep fighting or whatever, and but they what do you call it? The commission was like, nah, because obviously something's not right if you're fainting before a fight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that was definitely the right move. But anyways, Buckley, absolutely jacked, stacked. Holland, completely opposite. Completely different fighting styles. Joaquin Buckley, he like really winds up. He worked the body pretty well. And Giles, Holland was like kind of surprised because this is another scenario where Buckley not as much experience as Kevin Holland, but Kevin Holland eventually, I think it was in the 3rd round, got an absolute freaking. I think it was right hand. All he did, because it's so weird. All he did was just snap it out and absolutely clobbered. He knocked Joaquin's mouthpiece out and just slept him, bro. It was crazy. Because like when you have such long arms, you create so much leverage, and it was just the most effortless knockout I've ever. It was just a sniper. Like that's all I can describe it as. He just sniped him. It was pretty insane. So that was a good fight. And then Tim Means versus Laureano Staropoli. I'm pretty sure Staropoli started off pretty well, but then Tim Means actually started getting rolling. I really thought Staropoli's striking was better, but Tim Means, he kind of turned it up in the end, which was good. He's like older in his career. He's 36, and he lost in his last fight earlier this year. So it was good to see him get back in the win column. And then for like Benil Dariush for Scott Holtzman, dude. Scott Holtzman's got a chin. Benil missed weight. So he ended up winning. He spinning forearm. It was supposed to be spinning back elbow, but he basically just slept Holtzman. Like, it was crazy. I'm just really happy it wasn't his elbow, because an elbow would have really messed him up, but he hit him with his forearm, and it was just crazy. Like, the spinning techniques are absolutely killers, and they're so exciting, but after the fact, it's like, that's really sad. But yeah, Benil took that. But I don't know whatever happened with this, but he was supposed to, if he won a bonus or whatever, he wanted to give the bonus to Holtzman since Benil missed weight. And also you have to give like 20% of your purse to the other guy anyway if you miss weight. So Benil basically didn't make a lot during this fight. And then Yana Kunitskaya versus Stolyarenko. Stolyarenko, she might be 27, but it might be time to get a new job, because Kunitskaya absolutely walked through her, pinned her up against the cage, and beat the crap out of her for basically the entire fight. Jonah, ready for this?
Yeah.
209 total strikes.
Oh, baby.
for Kunitskaya
Dang.
versus 30 landed strikes for Stoliarenko. And also
were significant.
Not that many, 43. But still, you're getting it's different though. Like but yeah, Kunitskaya is an absolute savage. I don't know if whoever's beat her in the past, congrats to you, but her like boyfriend is a light heavyweight and they like grapple and like train together. So I mean, like when you're feeling that every single day grappling with him, a literal woman is not going to feel like anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're training with like a large man that fights at a 205-pound weight division, if you're fighting a girl that weighs 135 pounds, she's literally going to feel like nothing.
For sure.
Like a feather. And then for Maki Patola was Darren Stewart. Maki Patola, I just found out about him like earlier this year. He was doing really well. His striking, both of these guys freaking throw hard shots, but Maki went in on a takedown and got caught in a guillotine, and that's kind of how that went. He got submitted in the first round. But besides that, he was doing really well. And then Chris Weidman versus Mario Aquadog, basically a grappling match. It was good to see Chris Weidman get back in the dub column. Yeah. It might have been 1-1 going into the third round, but I'm not sure. I didn't really watch a whole bunch because I was watching the Giants play. And then Derek Lewis versus Alexei Oleinik. Alexei Oleinik. Did you watch this one?
Which one? I think I watched a little bit of all of them. I just kind of went down the UFC Twitter page and looked at all the highlights.
Yeah. Derek Lewis just absolutely clobbered Alexei Oleinik. I love Alexei Oleinik, but it's probably time to call it quits when you have close to 70 fights, almost over 70 fights. And he got a good squeeze on him a couple of times, and Derek Lewis didn't want to get back to that. So he's like, I just got to finish this in the second round. And that's what he did. He like went for a flying knee, and then he like clipped him with the right hand and then just started throwing hammer fists. But yeah, besides that, that about wraps up Fight Night Lewis versus Oleinik. I don't know how much of a test that, I mean, it's good that Derek Lewis did that, but I don't know how much we really have learned about Derek Lewis. He's a really good striker, obviously, but he wants to get his like weight, like because like the heavyweight limit's 265 and he weighed in at 265. So he wants to get a little bit down probably. And his grappling is still not all the way there. There were some really good like passes and transitions where he got on top, but Alexei reversed it. And so it was good. But if
the limit is 265 and you clock in at 265, like that's just pretty much a fluke and just almost lucky that you made the cut at that point. Like he pretty much probably just as easily.
Could you imagine having to weight cut for 265? Like,
yeah,
that's brutal. Like Brock Lesnar had to weight cut to get to 260. I want there to be a super heavyweight. That would be so dope. Where there's just like no weight limit. You just have the biggest, like Shaquille O'Neal, like guys like fighting, just like retired basketball players that just like a Joel Embiid fighting like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a few that would be interested in that.
Yeah, there's honestly like so many different fighting types that like I think there's been some where there's like 3 guys in a ring and they just like all fight, like 3 guys on each team or something, or like 5 guys and like one winner comes out of it. Like that would be just chaos.
Yeah.
One thing I absolutely hate though is the bare knuckle boxing. That stuff gets brutal and I don't like watching that.
The gloves the UFC guys use are like pretty minimal though, right? Like they can't protect you too much, right?
No, but at least it's different from bare hand for sure. But you still can get the piss beat out of you if you're not protecting yourself. Because 4-ounce gloves are not big, or whatever the fuck they are. They're really small. But that pretty much wraps that up. And then we got really good, I think after this, we got UFC 252 coming up this Saturday, which is going to be pretty sick. I'm pumped for that. I want to do an episode on that.
Yeah, that's because this is just the second numbered one that we've had since the podcast started, so that will be a big one for sure. Yeah.
Herbert Burns is going to be on there. Gilbert Burns' little brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jim Miller is going to be on there. Ian Kutelava is going to be on there. Marab versus John Dodson. Marab is the guy that beat Gustavo in Gustavo's debut, which is kind of cool. And Marab's at top 15 bantamweight in the world, and Gustavo did pretty good, so that's pretty sick. And then Rosenstrike versus Dos Santos. Marlon Vera versus Sugar Sean O'Malley is going to be sick. And then the trilogy between Stipe and Daniel Cormier, which is going to be sick. I'm really pumped for that. I'm probably going to get that. I want to do a live show. Like me and Bianca might like talk about it live.
That would be fun.
Do you want to do it?
I would listen to it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be sick. I would only do the main card though, obviously, because sitting there for that long would be pretty tough talking about it. Because I would like zone out. Because some of the fights get kind of boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that. What's the next? Wait, so the PGA? What is the PGA Championship like? What does that mean? Like, is that like an individual tournament, or did like Collin win it like all the way around? Like, what is that?
No, that's just an individual tournament. It's confusing because there's the PGA Championship and then there's the PGA Tour Championship, and the PGA Tour Championship is sort of a culmination of all the tournaments of the season, and the PGA Championship is just like one of the 4 majors, and so this one was just one of the 4 majors.
So the PGA.
Sorry, winning this one's a bigger deal than the PGA Tour Championship, though.
Oh, okay. You get a lot of points or something?
Not a lot of points, just basically more prestige. It's a higher prestige tournament.
Is it always in San Fran?
No, it's one of those ones where they change it around every year.
What's the next event?
The next event's going to be just back to your normal run-of-the-mill weekly PGA Tour events, and so it's going to be the Wyndham Championships.
To Collin walked. Is it going to be in Hawaii?
No.
Oh. And Collin Morikawa, $2 million, walks away with $2 million. Dustin Johnson and Paul Casey they walk away with just under $1 million.
Yeah, it's a nice little payday for them.
Finau and Scheffler walk away with just over $400K, which is not bad.
Been playing well recently.
Where's Brooksy at? He dropped down a crap ton. Yeah, where is Koepka? Did he have a tough? Oh my! He finished 3 under.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who can just kind of implode on certain days.
And Bryson still played really well.
Yeah.
And Brendan Todd and Daniel Berger.
Our boy Ricky was in the news for all the wrong reasons this week. He obviously didn't have that great of a week, and then he missed that 5-inch putt.
Didn't he like triple bogey a hole?
Yeah, but there's this like 5-inch putt that he just slipped out, and people were giving him a hard time for it.
There's a 5-inch putt that he missed?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Ricky.
I know.
No, Ricky, no.
The funny thing is that like people, I feel like, think Ricky's young because he wears like all these neon colors and like is still kind of this hipster guy, but he's really like, I'm pretty sure he's like 36, so his like career is kind of dwindling at this point.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like he's never, I don't want to hate, but I feel like he's never been like a guy like that's consistently killed it.
Correct. Yeah. He's way overrated just because he's like a fan favorite. I mean,
he's a likable guy.
Yeah. I mean, like I like Ricky as much as the next guy, but yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I know we haven't really been doing this on a regular basis, but do you want to give our performers of the week for like a couple of weeks or whatever?
Yeah. You should. I know who yours is going to be, obviously.
Damian Lillard.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Gary
Trent. No, that would have been that would be a good pick too. Here, Kellan picked Gary Trent. I'm going to pick Damian Lillard. So
I want to pick another performer. Can I go through like baseball, UFC, and basketball? So my basketball performer of the week would definitely probably be Gary Trent.
Good pick.
And then also my performer of like the season so far I have a one for baseball, which would be Mike Yastrzemski and Donovan Solano, who are single-handedly helping the Giants win every single day. I just want to read out some stats for you that are pretty actually crazy. So my boy Donovan Solano, he is batting 455 with the on-base percentage of 475 and a slugging percentage of 636. in a total of how many games has he played? He's played 15 games, and he's batting .455, and that is first in the Major League Baseball realm.
I would think so.
Isn't that freaking crazy?
How close is number 2? What's number 2 at?
Let me see. MLB batting
Because
average
450 is just absurd.
2020. It brought up Ty Cobb. I'm like, shut up. Oh, wait. Charlie Blackmon, I guess, took the dub today at 458.
Whew.
Dude, wait. Chill out here a second. Charlie Blackmon, number 1, 458. Donovan Solano, 455. DJ LeMahieu, 397. Daniel Murphy, 364.
Yeah, so it's just those two.
You want to know what the top 3 out of the top 4 have in common?
PED suspensions.
Yeah. All on the same team, the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, wow.
So they're all high on something. They're the Mile High City. They're doing something right over there.
This is another dumb question, but they're playing out like their home markets and stuff, right?
What's up?
They're playing out like their home stadiums and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Don't the Rockies hitters always sort of do better just because of the altitude, or is that mostly just for home runs?
Hey, John.
Go Bruins?
No, this is Mumbai with this golf shirt.
But it has a bear on it. It looks cool though. I like the colors.
No, that's good.
But yeah. Yeah. So I cannot believe the Rockies have, but the NL West is actually savagery. And the Giants are holding their own, bro. 3 out of the 5 losses that the Dodgers have are from the Giants. Don't sleep on the Giants. But yeah. And then so that was baseball, co-baseball, Donovan Solano, and then freaking Mike Yastrzemski, and then I had Gary Trent, and then for UFC, from this last fight card. Is it bad to give it to a loser?
No.
I'm gonna look through here. Hold on a second. Who's your golfer performer of the week?
I guess it would have to be Collin.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's obvious, but like winning the first major of his career at 23 years old, it just is very, very impressive.
I think that I'm gonna actually have to go with Yana Kunitskaya.
All right. Good pick.
She was an absolute savage, dude. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. That's pretty good.
Nice.
You gotta give it to a woman every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
No, they don't always get a lot of love in the UFC community because a lot of people just like don't find their fights interesting. But I do. I think if you're skilled, you're skilled. It doesn't matter. Because I've seen plenty of boring male fights, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Jonah, for doing this. This wasn't too long, I don't think.
No, thanks for having me.
No, it was perfect.
We went for 45 minutes, though. That's not bad. Actually, more. We started before 7:30.
Okay, I think we might have Timmy Hubert wants to come on.
Okay.
So we're gonna have him on probably soon, and then Caleb Beach is probably gonna come on too.
Cool.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. All right.
We'll have to do the small forward rankings one of these days, too.
Yeah, we can literally do that whenever.
All right.
You already have it prepared?
No, I'll have to.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.